Good morning, folks. It's 6:12 a.m. on the 7th month, 18th day, 2025. Yeah, I'm looking at here is the accumulated wind gusts over the next week, Friday to Friday. And some of the stuff that I see coming through the mountains is in these areas over here is going to be a very, very bad gusts of wind in excess of 120 kilometers an hour to some of these places like Thunder Mountains, like dinner plane. Yeah, just where you have your plane dinner. I'm going to also take a moment to verify. Yes, it is running. That my live is running. Been having a bit difficulty with it kicking out, so I took a few measures to make sure that might not occur. So I'm going to give you a 1 week update. Yeah, my other forecast is playing out real accurately. The earthquakes are happening right on schedule, like the beam would induce. So I'm not even a little bit surprised by any of that activity. And when I see gusts of wind like this coming through here, I know you're about to whip up a bunch of dust in the desert, and it's about to head that way. And so I know I'm expecting some breathing difficulties for some of the people along where the plume path. And fairly eminently, this storm that's going to come across the bight is going to put quite the wallop again, just north of. Let's see if we can find what town. Erica. It must be a road on it here. There's a lake. Yeah, the wind whipping across this lake. You're not going to want to get caught out here in the houseboat here on Lake Thompson. Otherwise, you might be tipping in the Thompson. Tippy, that kind of looked like a shark going by. I'm looking at the shape of the island. Isn't that cool? And as I digress into imaginary. Right, look at the gusts coming through the city. Right, the nitty gritty city is going to be blowing. I expect some of these gusts to be quite a bit higher in the CBD itself, as the wind channels through some of the avenues of buildings, and this is coming up fairly eminently. So I'm going to go through this a little bit more for you guys, so you see the whole what's going on of it. Yep. Is this moving? Yeah, thanks. That's what I wanted to see. So the time when I'm really starting to see some of the main winds, gusts and huffings and the puffings, and the howings and the blowings is going to be about. Now I got to do this in my head. That'll be about 6 o'clock at dinner. 6 o'clock at night on Saturday the 19th. Yeah, so as we're going through let's say the evening hours of Saturday, these mountain areas here as well are going to be having the blowies going on. Yeah, not the kind that you would be enjoying. And Tazzy, you ain't out of the woods either. I'm expecting some really, really gusty conditions for you guys as well, when in excess of 100 km/h gusts to be expected with this storm that's coming through. It's really just a bunch of wind, just a great big old bag of wind. And as predicted, that this low could not make it past that beam swat that went up the coastline here, and so it's now free to cut the corner with its energy and start heading that way. And so I'm going to go over that now. And so which we're going to do first? Hey, let's go with the rain and thunder and rumbles. I got lots of screens loaded for you guys today. Yeah, look at this picture here. How you doing, New Zealand? You haven't seen that? You haven't seen this site yet, have you? No, because when I find one site gets inaccurate, I get accurate somewhere else, right? Even this is just the graphics. You're going to kind of have to listen to me as I go along. I'm going to go with this one here because it's matching the clouds. So, here you go. Another 3 centimeters of rain coming for some of these areas around this swat through in here to be expected. So if you've been had some already, the rest of your 7 centimeters is on its way. And the Chem Bombs have spoken. A lot of EMF, lots of blasting. I think I'm going to get down to the corner here because there's some people over here a bit worried. I think somebody worries far too much about the weather in Albany. You're in a bad spot. You're one of them spots that the weather comes around the corner. So you're always going to get some issues, especially in the wintertime. So as we're getting into Saturday, right, this is early morning hours of your Saturday, isn't it? No, afternoon. Right, this is Friday my time at 8 o'clock at night. So that will give you on Western Australia, You try doing this all your head. About 5 or 6 in the 4 or 5 in the afternoon on Saturday is when Port Lincoln is starting to get fucked. Yeah, it's been a big line of wind coming. It's taking a lot of chem to do this. And this is fairly eminent. And if I look out here, when I'm on the asshole world view, I might can get the whole country in by now. Took me a while to load some stuff. I can get a much higher resolution image of this. As this just walked around the corner here, all this chem is now preceding what's needed to bring you this this storm front. Like this is curved in this direction. This is curved in that direction. This one here is playing like Hollywood squares out here. You don't have this many directions of the wind going at. So this is just a chemical catalyst setup. And when I look at this here, I see clearly that eyebrow beam shape. See if we can get Mr. Squiggles to help us out here a little bit this morning. Mr. Squiggles. Yes, we still have Mr. Squiggles. So let's change colors here. Blue. See the beam sweat here? Come on. That should help. Right there. Well, as we hit this with energy like that, that thing is going to move inland like that. And this right now is bumping that like that. And there's a beam coming up, energized through the bite. Okay, so I know this is on its way. And as it runs into this EMF lane beam here, see this here? Conicity says there's a device over there. Yeah, you just this easy to figure out some things. Yeah. Thank you, algebra and trigonometry. Yes, you showed me what needed to happen. We had stuff in school called reading, writing, arithmetic, not reading a magazine and is this my dick, that kind of a thing. And so this is going to be a butt up line. And so when this comes into here, it's going to move that whole line real slowly across, and it's going to slow all that down, and it's going to drop a lot of condensates. It's going to cause most of the flow to come through these mountains, and that's where the wind's coming from. Is because of that move right there. And you can see it in motion right here. See it? It's even got a slight curve in like that direction like that, causing a flow line to go towards the coast or that way. But the main flow is still through here, this corridor. Hi, do. I don't always feel like squiggling. Yeah, look at all this chem going across right here. See, cascading chem bombs. And what do I notice about this the most? Is the fact that one's going north-south and the other one's not. So how many directions of the wind do they have over this one spot? This is an impossible flow. We don't have occluded fronts every day there are professional meteorologists, do we? Or do we now because of geoengineering? Boom, boom. Look at the plumes, a simultaneous combination going on out here. Boom, boom. Go to plumes from the Pluminazis. Aren't you lucky? You get to breathe something for somebody that doesn't even have medical degrees or any of that kind of crap, just selling shit. Yes, master gators of the world. We have something out here. See that right there where that's appearing? That's a Chem Bomb cruiser steaming it up. A great example of cloud brightening going out here today. Look at this here. See right here? Look. That's the Chem Bomb cruisers, pluming Nazis, proving Nazis. They bent that paper clip, man, and jabbed out everybody's brains. Just leaked out their ears. But he wants to save you. 2,000 years waiting. How's that working out? So that's definitely something moving along on the ocean. It's actually steaming at such a rate that it's like a ship would be moving at, like the speed. But only you can decide that, because it's not like we're out there looking at it. Well, we have to just use our eyes and our logic, if there's any left in the world. Oh, well, got a big fryer line right there, huh? You guys got some horrendous chem today. Absolutely right. Look at New Zealand here. Yeah, how about that for an image, huh? Nice and I can roll this for you. And this is from 3 a.m. my time on over, and you can see some of the flow that New Zealand got up and over this direction while this was butting in. Look at that camera haze there. Watch. It's nice and rectagonal. It's almost like they want to have Hitler mustaches in the sky, because it's what it looks like. The big Hitler stash. Oh, there's another furious cloud over here. Yep, see it. Yep, there's another furious cloud. Decline the size. Yeah, look at this big curve of chem crap here that was deployed over Tasmania, and it's now on its way over the ocean to toxify the whales. Big chemtrail here. Hi, you got a big flight coming from Antarctica or something here? Calling Chem Bomb Airlines right there. Through here. See look at the chemtrail. That's above the cloud deck. So something came along and deployed. It could even be a balloon or a military jet just practicing its defense things, flares and stuff it lets off. Oh my, does it look bad today? Looking bad, making me sad. Me so sad. Chem Bombs so ugly. Look at this shit. Don't tell me this is natural. Don't tell me chemtrails is a conspiracy, EPA, Donald Trump. Go fuck yourselves. She said, look, this is not a Hitlerian situation here. Or is it? Only you can decide. Yep, here's the Trumpanzee sky for you right here. The denial sky. Here's where that Chem Bomb cruiser was. Right from this spot over here. See right here? That's where the ship is. This is an impossible vortex unless they unplug a drain and everything's flowing down it. See that there? Nope. How do you make a storm? Well, if you just push that direction, and that direction, imagine there's a curve under here. This will start to spin like a gear. And so they could be generating a low with this. This could be the beginnings or something. The Chem Bomb cruiser, something's been here deploying in the very high altitude. And the fallout from whatever preformed particles of tech stuff, has been adding gain of function to a cloud. I don't know any other, there's no other way to put it. These are not fake, that's a real cloud. Is it a cloud of smoke? Is it a cloud of water droplets? Are we being shrouded in a cloud of lies about this program that's going on, but supposed to be a proposed experiment? Nah, that's like the indecent proposal from the billionaire with your missus, but he's been doing it anyhow. He just wants to pay for it finally. Get out of here. You quit fucking Mother Earth and get off. And something else. Look at how straight the lines are in this. Here, the 90-degreeness of this. It's not just this one cloud, it's the entire mass. Squares turning squares. Absolute geoengineering. Absolute 100% chemtrails. How many directions of the wind out here? It's what I say to people so often. And these didn't dissipate all of these in time for a picture to get taken of the planet. Right? Within 30 seconds, a natural contrail should dissipate. However, these are hanging out all day. Some of them, or even hours. That's an impossibility of a natural thing, okay? And it's what we see nowadays. Always another Hitler's mustache cloud, the Hitler mustache. Or is that the M apron? I can't quite tell. Yeah, how many trapezoids you see in here? The trapezius. Geoengineering. How many squares? Think you seen a round supercell from the ground? I don't think you did. I just think you seen clouds. Ah, Mr. Moon. Bzzzt. There's a fryer pulsating up there like a speaker bouncing up and down. Look at this beautiful land. Look at this feature shaped like lungs. Look at what we're doing to our Earth to its lungs by clogging over these forests with a bunch of vaporous shit that's falling out. Oh, we're getting the vapors. They're getting the vapors. Sometimes the bad dog needs a swatting with the papers. We're going to give it everybody the vapors. Boy, they fried you a pork mac. What is this, Lime Burners Creek? Oh, yeah, oh my. Oh my. Bzz, 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 bzz. Look at that shadow right there. Something very dark. Or did they put something dark on top of the cloud? Like carbon black or something from Konica Minolta to give gain of function to the cloud, to heat up the top a little bit more or something like that, cause convections, convection. That has a lot to do with everything. It's not just where's the water that does the storm. It's where's the energy in the storm itself. Where are the ions? Because I see some people claim it's just about the water. It's not. It's about all of it. It's all of it. It's a huge part of it is where's the water curve for. But you see that demon-looking face right there? Well, that's microwaves control and flow. It's vibrating the molecules of the water. It could be stripping ions. It could be changing a water droplet into a gaseous state. It could be freezing it by slowing the molecule if you hit it with a laser just right. And there's so many ways that they've been taking the oneness of water where it wants to nurture and just fucking it up, like out here off the coast of Adelaide. The poor fishermen breathing all this. The poor fish, they have to put this through its gills all the time. Yep. Oh, look, it's got the Trump comb over in the wind. Oh, it tells me my imaginarium sees the face of geoengineering here for sure. This is not a naturally occurring cloud formation. That's plasma cloud. It's nucleated the chem that was already floating around. Look at this big release of shit out here. Is there something, a volcano going off? Because it's got the color of that sulfur look. No, they sprayed you like bugs. Yeah, it ain't just about microwaves, folks. It ain't just all HARP. It's the whole kit and caboodle, man. And right now, it's time to throw the caboodle out. Kick the caboodle in the noodle until it starts using the head. Is this fucking pretzel cloud out here? Ooh. There's the comedy and tragedy of geoengineering. Only you can decide. So I'm going to keep this rolling out because I'm starting to get really fucked off with the sky. With what it's looking like. So, the predictable law is now clearly in the grasp of Lord Howe and Burnt Pine Island. It's microwave fields and will now be aimed down toward the Peninsula. They're holding it up while this stuff comes across at a bite right now to bring that cold air to mix with the bottom to really give New Zealand a good blast of wind and a nice big dousing of rain in case you didn't need it or nothing. And wintertime, of course, bringing some more cold air up. So Mr. Burns feels excellent profits from you turning on the heat. Have they made it illegal for you to burn firewood yet? It's common. You know how they get you on that one? They tell you you can't have insurance on your house if you have a fire inside. That's how they got Canada. And just say, okay, no insurance. That's all they want, man. No liability, but the rule says that you have to have the liability insurance, but they don't want to pay it. It's the government scam, 'cause you're too busy watching lies to open up your mind and make a world that's good. Here we go, the steamer coming through the bight. Pressure's not all that low at 890, but it's being, 980, but when it's being fed by close to a 1030 pressure next to it, you're going to get the flow that's going to feed this low quite well. And when it runs into that wall of EMF over there by the mountains and hits that like eyebrow beam looking area, it's going to drag that moisture right into a very predictable corridor. which is going to show up quite well in the cloud condensates. While they're saying their glitch is glitching, and I'll say, yeah, but your glitch is actually doing a weather modification move that I use to predict the weather. And well, if you ain't acknowledging geoengineering to predict the weather, your forecasts are going to become extremely inaccurate as the chaotic whims of our oppressors' wantings of land and crop destruction or waterings. You know, if they have futures in wheat and can destroy your field to make money off you not having wheat and the price going up, they do that. So, oh, should we point out all the disasters going on out in the western United States and Midwest right now in the grain belt? Should I mention it? And how when the farms go, how fracking starts real quick. Yep. You think your aquifer is getting fucked? We've done ours in a long time ago in the States. And boy, is the EPA now allowed to pollute so much more. Thank you so much, Trump administration, for shredding the Clean Water Act. Executive order did this. It didn't go through Congress. Right. As we go through the weekend, and this is going to be something you're going to want to know about, right? This is going to be quite a windy event. It's going to be a bit electrical as it goes through Queensland, and it's going to get quite organized as we get in through this day right here. I'm going to pause this, pause, center, pause. See this corridor right through here, Marionette? I'm expecting some fair totals coming next weekend. I wasn't going to go much farther than Friday. I just want you to have a little bit of an outlook on this one. Watch. It's going to go in and out fair quick, right? You're looking at about just enough to ruin your weekend. But you're not going to watch your campings, okay? And as we get closer to the date on this, I'll narrow it down. Let me get you some of the accumulations through here over that particular event. It's going to be quite high. It's Canberra and stuff, because, you know, I do look out for my people down here. And with the winds that are going to come accompany this, you watch your tents. There's going to be some winter weather in some of the mountains. I'm expecting over 70 centimeters of snow coming to some of these ski resorts in the higher elevations. So be vigilant about that. And some of the rain totals for north of Melbourne, and that as everything's coming in kind of at a curve and hitting these pulsation waves that are coming from some of these radars, where the waves are propagating the most and interfering with each other or adding and subtracting their sine wave values, kind of a thing. It's going to lead to bands of very heavy totals. So this is an estimate of where 4 or 5 big bands are going to hit. So guarantee you, Angel Bay, you'll get that one because you're the first. They're the first batch. As the Temple of Apollo gets a blessing of water over at the skate bowl. Hi, skate bowl. Yeah. We'll bring a scrub brush down and you can be able to wash your bowl out a little bit. Yeah, that neighborhood looks like it needs some freedom. Look at all the water they can run through here. If I was living down here, I would be a bit concerned, Apollo Bay, about this coming event next week. That's going to come fair quick. So, yeah, and you guys are, yeah, it's not looking good. I don't like having to forecast disastrous situations, but I don't like seeing them going unforecasted. So don't let the BOM tell you they couldn't forecast this event, right? Don't tell you that they can't tell you when this is going to start, right? It looks like this is a Saturday evening event. Watch how fast this comes. You know, Saturday through Sunday, you have a major rain event, and nobody's telling you about it, okay? Major rain event. And that's a lot of rain to come down the mountains, and there will be some flash flooding involved in this, but some of this is going to be wintry mix, okay? Wintry mix. But nothing huge disastrous, nothing big down in the corners. I'm expecting a couple centimeters through here, 3 to 4, but not much more than that over the next week. I'm not expecting this big disaster everybody was sending me images of, or I would have covered it. I mean, you need the rain that's coming through here. Today you're getting quite some storms was coming through south of sliding through the islands down here. It was moved up a bit toward Bundy now, but they need some rain too, you know. You can't have a sunny day every day. Not if you love trees and grass. In a world that's now full of slime molds. That's why politics is so bad. There ain't enough sunny days to keep the slime molds out of office. There, it looks like it's going over there and went down the dingers and stuff out here on the island. Right? Nothing huge. One cell spinning fair is this one here. It's been actually oscillating. It's up and backs, but I expect the mountains to really, really cut this storm up. So you're going to get some rumbling through there. When it releases along this creek here, I expect it to kick off a little bit, and it's going to be about 45 minutes from there. Tweeds just having a batch going through. It looks like you're right in between batches. I knew this was coming. I hear it's been rumbling there, and they picked up a little over 3 centimeters. Right on schedule, man. Right on schedule with the weed heads. Wah, wah, wah. Poor Bushy the bush turkey getting old wet tail feather day today. Wet tail feather day. So that's your weather for you guys. Hi. How you doing, Old Zealand? Where you at? Where's the island? I'll find you. Oh my, look at the Chem Bomb for your coast here. Hi, welcome to the Chem Bomb coastline, land of the long ass chemtrails. Yeah, let's just go off this Maltese crush out here and go across the Old Zealand. Da-da-da-da-da, they're chem bombing you. Believe me, it's true. Geoengineering you. Your weather is screw and your sky is doo-doo. They're chem bombing you. Boom, 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 boom. How about that one? I mean, really? All these chemtrail groups around in New Zealand and stuff. Why aren't you showing this? Why aren't you filming it? Why aren't you describing this accurately? Or you're wearing an apron that has basically that shape. Is that Batman? Because we've been calling for him. Your sky looks like ass, man. Ass man over Nelson. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my. Bam, 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 bam. But Donald Trump's going to save you from this, though. Didn't some of you say that? Get the fuck out of here. You don't expect the perverts to expose the perversions without protecting themselves. That's the shadow of that chemtrail over that. So you have 2 different directions there. We got some ice or something. Is that glaciated area? I'm not sure. No, that's glaciated areas. Look at that beautiful, beautiful, pristine snow. No, it's not pristine. It's covered in chem. It's loaded with fibers. It's loaded with chemical. Those coring of that ice will give you a history of what's been deployed, how long. So are your tree rings. Check the tree ring samples going back about 300 years and tell me, when did aluminum start showing up in the tree rings? You see, I'm pointing at something obvious right here. Something obvious. Do-do-do-do, booming and plume. Boy, did they boom in you. Do-do-do-do, your sky is doo-doo. Oh, Tazzy, look at that. Huh? Bzz, 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 bzz. See these like fishbone pattern, like fish meat. It don't move. Well, those waveforms do the simulated effects of mountains and hills. To help create heated outflow boundaries, or boundaries themselves. When we got a boundary right here, left and right motion. Chem bomb here, chem bomb there, chem bombed your fucking air. Don't you care about the ancestors? Don't you care about the holes more than the virtue signaling of your tattoos and your tongue hanging out and your excessive gesticulations of your arm? Will you walk your haka? Is your manu visible? Do you care about our mother? Do you care about our mother? Yes or no will do. Well, then by your actions, your yes or no's will speak. And you got another just one after the others coming. That's going to be a big windy time, and I'm not going to get into that one with you today. I'm gonna forecast that. Just know after Friday next week, there's fuckery afoot. Everywhere I look, there's bad something going on. Everywhere I look, I see the chem. Everywhere I look, I see my mother crying for help. I hear her crying for help. You see it first. Open up the window. Get out of bed. Look at her. She's crying for help. And the nanny state is killing nanning. You don't think China ain't getting sprayed? You don't think they don't do it to their people too? You don't think they spray Israel? Hey, how about the Gulf of Tonkin? Anybody know about the USS Liberty and what happened to one of our ships when some missiles hit it from a country you're supposed to be an ally with, and now you give that country money to war people with, and if you criticize them, suddenly you're a bad person? Get the fuck out of here. That's as generic way as I can put it. And meanwhile, I see another geostorm bearing down on Manila, and that's such a thriller for them. To have to once again face the destruction of their island, so they need more IMF loans. Oh, fuck it out. Look at this. Look at evenly spaced plumes over your country and a country full of people in denial. And I see our last family picture of our planet, and I feel that the humans that are on here are inhumane beings, and I feel disgraced. And if I'm going to be the guardian of this place, I think I can do a better job. And I think everybody could do a better job. And quit thinking about yourself so much and start thinking about the big stuff, like all of us. We fart something wrong over here, something bad, it could spread around this whole fucking planet. And I don't trust the people that are covering up their perversions to not kill us all to get away with it. Greedy ass bastards have bunkers underground to protect themselves from the very weapons they themselves fund and create. And it's time for us to say, no, we don't want those things for our future. We don't want ever there to be a solution that's a gun. We don't ever want there to be a solution. It's a push of a button from a non-give-a-shit motherfucker that's got a bunker loaded with fucking goddamn children squeezings. And I've had enough of these chemtrails over my planet. And I've had enough of ignorance. And I've had enough of this everyday bullshit. No more are we the system's whore. Expect the fuckery until you stop it. You must be the fuckery that don't fuck the fuckery that's fucking you. Otherwise, you are fucked by the fuckery that's fucking you. That is all. Heads in the sand, ass in the air. You're gonna get it. At least I see it coming, and I'm dodging it. And you're right. It's a blanket of crap, not just above Hamilton. It's above the whole planet. And well, I've got Planet Aroha going on in me. And I'm going to walk my truth, and it's going to walk all over that goose step. That is all.